everybody, so my name is Diana. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and a member in good standing with the ICCRC, Immigration Consultants of Canada Regulatory Council. So lately I've been receiving many questions on how is the coronavirus affecting immigration, or questions about, I got my permanent residence application approved. I was planning in landing in Canada in May, but with the situation of coronavirus, I'm afraid of catching my flight. I'm afraid of traveling. So should I write to IRCC asking to postpone the date that is on my confirmation of permanent residence, right? So I've been receiving a lot of questions about that. A lot of people afraid of traveling to Canada to officially land as permanent residents, which they do have a date that they need to land by in order to officially become a PR. Otherwise, they have to start all over again, the entire process from scratch. And right now, because of the situation of coronavirus, there are certain special measures for citizens of certain countries, of 3 countries: China, Iran, and South Korea. Okay, right now I'm taping this video on March 12th of 2020. We don't know if there can be more countries added to that list, but right now, as of March 12th, 2020, these are the 3 countries whose citizens or residents of those countries. So if you're not a citizen, so if you're not a Chinese, South Korean, or Iran national, but you do live in one of those countries and you are applying, or you are an application approved and you applied from those countries, right? Residing in those countries, you still included in those special measures, right? So we're gonna put the link on the description. So I recommend that you guys to check that out. About what special measures exist and for different types of situations, for temporary residence situations, permanent residence situations, Canadian citizens in those countries. So we're gonna go through that one by one. We have here this page from the Canadian government's website about special measures to help temporary and permanent residents and applicants affected by the novel coronavirus, also known as COVID-19. So this is the first thing that is very, very important for people to understand, is that these special measures right now are only available for citizens and residents of China, Iran, and South Korea. Okay? So if you are a citizen, if you're a Chinese, Iranian, or South Korean national, or if you are a resident of one of these 3 countries and you applied or are about to apply for permanent residence, temporary residence, Canadian citizenship, etc., from those countries, you are subjected to and can benefit from these special measures that we're going to see in a second. If you are a citizen from one of any other country that is not on this list, you can still travel to and from Canada freely, and as such, you will right now, and I'm recording this video on March 12th, so more countries can be added to the list, but right now, you're right now, if you're not from one of these 3 countries or not a resident of one of these 3 countries, China, Iran, South Korea, you are not benefiting from these special measures, okay? And things will be done as usual. So let's see what special measures are those. Okay, again, it's for Chinese, Iranian, or South Korean nationals, or residents of China, Iran, or South Korea who are being affected by service disruptions or travel restrictions related to the coronavirus, to COVID-19. What type of disruptions are we talking about, right? Visa application center closures, service disruptions at Canadian visa offices, who in these countries are working with minimal staff, processing urgent applications, travel plan disruptions, limited access to local government offices and businesses, when it's necessary to obtain certain documents for the applications, such as, for instance, police certificates, limited access to a panel physician who can do the immigration medical exam, right, which is also part of the application. Other travel examples of disruptions are, of course, the biometrics, right, which are to be done at Canadian visa application centers, which are closed in these three countries: China, Iran, and South Korea. And so there are people being affected by this. So what kind of special measures do people from residing and citizens of these three countries, Iran, China, and South Korea, can benefit from? So if you've been approved for permanent residence, if your permanent residence application has been approved, but you can't travel to Canada before your documents expire, use the web form to tell us why you can't travel, right? So this is for people, like I was talking about, people who had a permanent residence application approved. You receive their co-PR, confirmation of permanent residence, which has an expiry date of 12 months from when they took their medical exam. An expiry date, the person must land in Canada arrive in Canada in order to land as a permanent resident, to officially become a permanent resident. And if the person is a citizen of or resident of one of these three countries, China, Iran, or South Korea, and so they can't travel to Canada because before the co-PR is going to expire, then citizens and residents of these three countries will need to submit a web form, and there's a link here for that, to explain why the person cannot travel. And of course, once it's possible for the person to travel, again, use the web form to let them know, so more instructions can be given regarding restarting the processing of the permanent residence application if needed be. So if the confirmation permanent residence has already expired, then the applicant will need to use the web form to explain why the person couldn't travel. Again, this is only as of March 12, 2020, from when I'm making this video. This is only for citizens and residents of China, Iran, and South Korea. So if you are from any other country, you still need to travel to Canada to land by the date that is on your confirmation permanent residence documents, right? Again, these special measures are just for citizens and residents of China, Iran, and South Korea. So let's see now if someone is a Canadian citizenship applicant and they are in one of these three affected countries. If you can't travel to Canada now and you miss a citizenship or event or appointment, you must use the web form to tell us why. You must do this within 30 days of missing the event or appointment. So examples of citizenship events and appointments include the knowledge test, right? Or any retest needed, an interview, a hearing, taking the oath of citizenship. If there's a need to submit documents related to the Canadian citizenship application, the applicant needs to let them know once they return from an affected country to then be given an additional 30 days to submit most required documents for your citizenship application, as well as having an additional 45 days for medical opinion forms. This, of course, does not include the physical presence requirement, right? Extra days spent in these affected countries due to the virus will not count as days in Canada. Applicants are still required to meet the physical presence requirement like any other applicant from any other country. So now let's go for temporary or permanent residence applications, right? So if you are a temporary or permanent resident applicant and you are outside of Canada, we won't refuse your application if you cannot complete the next step of your application due to the coronavirus. This applies to applications for a visitor visa, right? The TRV, which is temporary resident visa, which is commonly called a visitor visa, a work permit, a study permit, or permanent residence, right? Again, this is only for citizens of and residents of China, Iran, and South Korea, right? So examples of steps during the temporary or permanent residence applications that have a deadline on it include submitting passport or supporting documents such as a police certificate, completing an immigration medical exam, giving biometrics, etc. So again, for citizens and residents of these three countries only, no application in progress will be closed or refused due to a lack of documentation, right? Citizens and residents of China, Iran, and South Korea will automatically be given an extra 90 days to complete the steps. And again, of course, once the applicant is able to complete the steps, they should do so as soon as possible to avoid any more delays with the application. For instance, the biometrics, right? The biometrics letter states the applicant has 30 days to complete and send the biometrics. That letter is a template, so they will not change it because of the coronavirus. The letter, even for citizens and residents of China, Iran, South Korea, the letter will still say 30 days, but for citizens and residents of one of these three countries, they will automatically be given 90 more days to complete this step, so they'll be given extra time to complete the steps without needing a new biometrics instruction letter. Of course, there is always, if someone applied for temporary residence and they want, because of all the situation with coronavirus and travel, they wish to withdraw the application, they can use the web form to make that withdrawal request. And they'll be given a refund if the application is withdrawn within 24 hours and submitted, as long as the processing has not started yet. If they already started processing the application, a refund will not be given, even if the application gets withdrawn. Now, if you're about to apply for permanent residence through express entry, so you must submit your permanent residence application within 60 calendar days of receiving your invitation to apply. So this applies to 60 days, applied for every single applicant, including applicants from these three countries, India, including applicants from these three countries, China, Iran, and South Korea. And so what to do if you are a resident or a citizen of one of these three countries and you simply cannot obtain certain documents, such as taking the medical exam or obtaining police certificates? What to do in that case? If you're missing documents that are necessary for the completeness check because of disruptions related to coronavirus, COVID-19, you can still submit your application, but instead, in that little field, ask for instance for a police certificate or for the medical exam. Instead of submitting the document, you must submit an explanation letter on why you're missing those documents, right? The application will be held until further notice, meaning that the application will still be able to be submitted, but they will not process the application without those documents, right? These are mandatory documents, are important documents. They cannot start processing it, but they will not close the application. They will not refuse the application just because you're unable right now, if you're in one of these three countries, if you're unable to obtain these documents regarding your permanent residence application through express entry, right? But when you're able, you can then submit the missing documents by using the web form. So I hope this video was useful. Again, I'm going to put the link for this page on the description so you guys can check it for yourselves. I hope this video was useful for you guys to understand that citizens from certain countries can benefit from being given extra time to deal with deadlines related to their temporary or permanent residence application. It's possible that in the future more countries will be added to this list, but right now, as of March 12, 2020, when I'm recording this video, only these special measures are only for citizens and residents of China, Iran, or South Korea. So citizens and residents of other countries will not be given extra special measures. So if you live in another country and you have your date on your confirmation permanent residence, and you can't travel, you have no travel restrictions, you can still travel to Canada, you must do so because your country is not on this list of countries that can benefit from these special measures for now, right? So I hope this video was useful. Feel free to, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. I'd like to know about what's happening with the situation of coronavirus in your country, and what are you doing? What type of preventive measures are you doing to stay healthy in the face of this situation? And any immigration related questions that you'd like to ask me, I'll be more than happy to answer those for you. So hope you guys like it, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.